Today, we're diving into the top 4 most fascinating and valuable 1-cent pennies that every collector dreams of owning. From the historic Lincoln Bicentennial series that celebrates 200 years of Lincoln's life, to modern rarities like the 2003 No Mint Mark Lincoln Memorial Penny. These coins are more than just copper in your hands. They're tiny pieces of American history, each with its own story, symbolism, and collectible value. Whether it's a coin that honors Lincoln's humble beginnings, his rise to professional life, or his legacy as president, these pennies are proof that even the smallest coins can hold extraordinary significance. Stay tuned as we reveal the coins that are not only rare and beautiful, but also carry a legacy worth cherishing for generations. So let's get started first. The 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial Formative Years, 1 cent with a D. Mint Mark is a modern coin that carries a surprisingly deep emotional and historical charge because it captures the most defining and often overlooked chapter of Abraham Lincoln's life. The difficult years of youth shaped by hard labor, limited formal schooling, and relentless self-education. And the Denver Mint issue of this reverse stands as a powerful reminder that greatness is forged long before recognition or leadership ever arrives, making this coin especially meaningful to collectors who value narrative and symbolism as much as rarity. The reverse design presents a young Lincoln sitting on a log, pausing from splitting rails to read a book, an image that perfectly balances physical toil and intellectual hunger. And this visual contrast transforms the coin into a miniature lesson on perseverance, discipline, and ambition, values that continue to resonate strongly in modern times. While the D-Mint Mark anchors the piece firmly to the Denver Mint, whose production characteristics often give these cents a distinct strike quality and texture that careful collectors learn to recognize and appreciate. Although the overall mintage for the 2009 formative years cent is high, true scarcity begins with condition, because most Denver-struck examples entered circulation immediately, picking up marks, dull surfaces, and minor abrasions that permanently limit their grade, meaning sharply struck pieces with full red luster, clean fields, and strong detail in Lincoln's figure and surrounding design elements are far less common than raw numbers suggest, and it is precisely this gap between mintage and surviving quality that fuels long-term collector demand. The obverse portrait of Lincoln by Victor David Brenner, unchanged since 1909, links this bicentennial issue directly to more than a century of American coinage history, and when paired with the formative years reverse, it creates a compelling narrative loop that shows how the same face on the obverse once belonged to a struggling young man whose future impact was still unknown, adding emotional depth that elevates the coin beyond ordinary modern cents. Collectors who specialize in errors and varieties pay close attention to the 2009 formative years penny, because Denver Mint production has produced examples with double dies, die cracks, off-center strikes, weak details, and plating irregularities, and a dramatic mint. Error on this specific reverse can turn a common cent into a standout collectible, often commanding strong premiums due to the popularity of the bicentennial series and the clarity of the design elements that make errors easy to spot. Set builders also play a major role in sustaining demand, because anyone assembling a complete Lincoln Bicentennial set seeks consistency in mint mark, color, and grade across all 4 reverses, and the formative years design is often one of the most challenging to find in flawless condition, increasing competition for high-quality 2009 examples and reinforcing their desirability. From a cultural perspective, the formative years theme resonates strongly with modern audiences because it highlights education, self-discipline, and resilience in the face of hardship, themes that translate well into documentaries, educational content, and online discussions, keeping the coin relevant and visible long after its release. And this continued attention is critical for long-term collectability, as coins that remain part of public conversation tend to retain and grow their market strength. The Denver Mint Mark itself adds appeal for collectors who enjoy mint-specific collections, as it allows for direct comparison between Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco issues, revealing subtle differences that reward careful study and deepen engagement with the series. Preservation is the quiet but decisive factor in future value, because a well-stored 2009 formative years cent protected from humidity, fingerprints, and environmental damage can maintain its original brilliance for decades, while poorly stored examples will steadily decline, reinforcing the lesson that patience and care, much like Lincoln's own early life, are essential to long-term success. Ultimately, the 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial Formative Years 1 cent with the D mint mark is more than a small copper-colored coin. It is a compact symbol of growth, struggle, and self-improvement, a circulating tribute to the idea that greatness begins in obscurity, and for collectors who understand that true value lies in the intersection of story, condition, symbolism, and time. This coin represents one of the most powerful and enduring chapters of the Lincoln Bicentennial series. The 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial Professional Life 1 cent with the D mint mark is a modern coin that quietly carries extraordinary historical, cultural, and collector significance because it represents not only the 200th birth anniversary of Abraham Lincoln, but also one of the most intellectually powerful phases of his life, the period when he transformed from a self-educated frontier man into a disciplined lawyer, statesman, and national political figure, and the Denver Mint issues of this Professional Life reverse occupy a special place within the four-coin bicentennial series, as they were struck at a time when the United States was facing deep economic uncertainty, making the symbolism of Lincoln's rise through knowledge, law, and perseverance feel strikingly relevant. The reverse design itself is rich with meaning, depicting a young Abraham Lincoln seated on a log, reading a book, with law books stacked nearby, an image that captures the essence of self-improvement, intellectual discipline, and quiet determination, values that resonate strongly with collectors who see coins not just as metal objects, but as visual storytelling devices frozen in time. And the D mint mark adds another layer of interest, as Denver Mint coins often show subtle differences in strike quality, luster, and surface texture compared to their Philadelphia counterparts, differences that become crucial when evaluating high-grade examples for long-term value. Although millions of these cents were minted, true scarcity begins at the top of the condition scale, because many Denver-struck professional life pennies entered circulation immediately, suffering contact marks, dulling of luster, and surface abrasions that permanently limit their grade, meaning that sharply struck, fully lustrous red examples with clean fields and crisp design details are far less common than raw mintage numbers suggest, and this condition rarity is what fuels serious collector demand over time. The obverse portrait of Lincoln, unchanged since 1909 and designed by Victor David Brenner, connects this modern cent directly to over a century of American coinage tradition, making the 2009 bicentennial issue a bridge between the past and present, and when paired with the Professional Life reverse, it creates a narrative continuity that few modern coins can achieve, because it reflects both Lincoln's early ambition and his enduring presence on U.S. currency. Error and variety collectors pay especially close attention to the 2009 D Professional Life cent, as Denver Mint production has yielded examples with double dies, die cracks, weak strikes, off-center impressions, and plating anomalies, and any dramatic mint error on this specific reverse can elevate a common 1 cent coin into a highly desirable specialty collectible, often commanding strong premiums due to the combination of popular design, commemorative status, and visible error characteristics beyond error's market. Strength for this coin is supported by set builders, because collectors seeking complete Lincoln bicentennial sets frequently aim to match mint marks and grades across all four reverses, increasing competition for high-quality 2009 D Professional Life cents, especially those certified by reputable grading services with full red designation, as uniformity and visual appeal matter greatly in advanced collections. Historically, the Professional Life theme resonates deeply with modern audiences, as it emphasizes education, self-reliance, and the power of learning to change destiny, themes that translate well into online content, coin documentaries, and social media discussions, keeping the coin relevant and discoverable long after its release year. And this sustained visibility plays a crucial role in long-term collectability, because coins that remain part of the cultural conversation tend to outperform those that fade into obscurity. From an investment mindset, the 2009 D Professional Life Lincoln cent is often viewed as a sleeper coin, underestimated because of its modern age and low face value. yet quietly positioned for gradual appreciation as pristine examples disappear into collections and attrition reduces the available supply. While new collectors entering the hobby are naturally drawn to visually distinctive, story-driven coins they remember from circulation. Internationally, Lincoln remains one of the most recognized American historical figures, and U.S. commemorative cents are collected far beyond national borders, adding global demand that supports market stability for iconic designs like the Bicentennial Series, and the Denver Mint mark itself appeals to collectors who enjoy assembling mint-specific subsets, further strengthening the coin's niche appeal. Proper preservation is the silent factor that determines future success, because a well-stored 2009 D professional life, cent kept in a stable, low-humidity environment, protected from fingerprints and chemical exposure, can retain its original brilliance for decades, while mishandled examples may never recover, reinforcing the idea that knowledge and care, much like Lincoln's own journey, define long-term outcomes. Ultimately, the 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial Professional Life 1 cent with the D mint mark is far more than the small denomination coin. It is a circulating tribute to intellect, ambition, and perseverance, a compact piece of American philosophy struck in metal. And for collectors who understand that true value lies at the intersection of history, condition, symbolism, and time, this coin represents a powerful and enduring chapter in the story of the Lincoln cent and in the broader narrative of American coinage. Next up, the 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial Presidency 1 cent with the D mint mark is more than just a modern coin. It is a striking tribute to the most transformative phase of Abraham Lincoln's life, the period during which he rose from modest beginnings to become the 16th President of the United States, guiding the nation through its most perilous times. And the Denver Mint strike of this reverse gives collectors a tangible piece of history that connects the ideals of leadership, perseverance, and national unity to a coin that is small in size, but enormous in narrative significance. The reverse design itself is profoundly symbolic, depicting Lincoln standing with the U.S. Capitol dome in the background, an image that encapsulates his role in shaping the country's destiny, preserving the Union, and navigating the moral and political complexities of the Civil War, while the obverse retains Victor David Brenner's iconic portrait, linking this modern commemorative cent directly to over a century of American numismatic tradition and providing continuity between Lincoln's historical legacy and the coins that have celebrated him since 1909. Denver Mint production is particularly noteworthy for this issue, as the D mint mark not only designates its origin, but also offers subtle differences in strike quality, surface texture, and color compared to Philadelphia or San Francisco strikes, which becomes crucial when evaluating examples for long-term collector value. Condition remains the critical factor, because while millions of 2009 D presidency cents were struck, many entered circulation immediately, acquiring surface marks, dulled luster, and minor abrasions, which permanently limit their grade, meaning that high-grade examples with full red coloration, sharp details, and flawless fields are far rarer than raw mintage numbers imply. These top-quality pieces are highly sought after by serious collectors who understand that condition scarcity drives value over time. Error and variety collectors also pay close attention to the 2009 D presidency cent, as Denver Mint production occasionally produced double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, or weak details, and a dramatic mint error on this reverse can transform an otherwise ordinary cent into a remarkable collectible with substantial premium potential. Beyond errors, demand is driven by set builders aiming to complete the full Lincoln Bicentennial Series, as collectors prioritize matching mint marks, color, and quality across all four reverses, and the presidency design is often one of the most visually compelling, making it a cornerstone of any complete collection. The cultural significance of the presidency reverse cannot be overstated. It symbolizes leadership under crisis, moral courage, and the responsibility to unify a divided nation, lessons that resonate deeply with modern audiences and collectors alike. This narrative depth allows the coin to perform exceptionally well in educational content, online videos, and historical discussions, keeping its relevance and visibility high, which in turn supports long-term collectability. International collectors are also drawn to this coin, as Lincoln's legacy transcends U.S. borders, and the Denver Mint mark adds appeal to those building mint-specific subsets, offering subtle distinctions in strike and detail that enrich the collecting experience. Proper preservation is essential for maintaining the coin's visual and market value. Coins stored in stable, low-humidity environments, free from fingerprints and chemical exposure, retain their original brilliance and luster, while neglected examples suffer gradual degradation, illustrating that patient care, much like Lincoln's own methodical rise to leadership, is crucial for long-term reward. Ultimately, the 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial Presidency 1 cent with the D Mint mark is far more than face value currency. It is a circulating monument to leadership, courage, and the enduring power of vision, and for collectors who understand that historical narrative, condition, symbolism, and time intersect to create true numismatic value. This coin represents a profoundly powerful and enduring chapter in the Lincoln Bicentennial series, encapsulating the essence of Lincoln's presidency in a small, copper-colored canvas that continues to inspire generations. Next up, the 2003 Lincoln 1 cent with no mint mark is a modern yet historically significant coin that quietly holds both collector appeal and everyday familiarity, because while it may seem like a common piece of pocket change, it represents a specific year in the long-running Lincoln cent series, linking the continuity of American coinage to the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a design by Victor David Brenner that has been in continuous use for nearly a century, and the absence of a mint mark identifies it as a Philadelphia mint issue, giving it a level of authenticity and historical importance for collectors who prioritize original strikes from the nation's oldest and foundational mint. Unlike coins from some other years, the 2003 cent reflects a period when the U.S. Mint was producing modern circulating coins with advanced striking technology, ensuring sharp details, well-balanced design elements, and consistent quality. And yet the reality is that millions of these coins entered circulation immediately, acquiring minor contact marks, dulling, and surface wear, making top-grade, flawless examples with full red coloration increasingly scarce as time passes, and this scarcity creates lasting collector demand for coins in pristine condition. The obverse itself is a direct visual and historical connection to Lincoln's enduring legacy, symbolizing honesty, leadership, and perseverance, qualities that remain deeply resonant today, while the reverse features the familiar Union shield, representing unity, strength, and the foundational principles of the United States, providing both a patriotic message and a simple yet powerful aesthetic that has become iconic in the world of numismatics. Collectors of modern coins often pay attention to the 2003 no mint mark cent for error and variety potential, as Philadelphia's strikes occasionally produce doubled dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, or subtle planchet flaws, any of which can elevate a common coin into a collectible with premium value. And careful inspection under magnification often reveals details that casual collectors may overlook, rewarding patience, knowledge, and diligence. Beyond errors, this coin is also an important component for set builders who aim to assemble complete Lincoln cent collections by year, mint mark, and condition, and the Philadelphia no mint mark strike frequently serves as the baseline piece in these sets, providing a benchmark for comparing color, luster, and strike quality with coins from Denver and San Francisco mints. Preservation remains critical to long-term value, because a 2003 cent stored in a stable, low-humidity environment, free from fingerprints, abrasions, or chemical exposure, will retain its original brilliance and red-orange luster for decades, while mishandled coins inevitably degrade over time, illustrating that careful handling and patience, much like Lincoln's own disciplined life, are essential to achieving collectible value, culturally and historically. This coin connects modern audiences to a long American tradition, serving as a tangible, everyday reminder of the nation's history and the iconic figure of Abraham Lincoln, while also acting as a bridge for new collectors entering the hobby who begin their journey with contemporary coins that are easily accessible, yet hold potential for both educational exploration and long-term investment. Ultimately, the 2003 Lincoln 1 cent with no mint mark is more than just a small, copper-colored piece of currency. It is a living part of American numismatic history, blending artistry, symbolism, continuity, and potential value, and for collectors who understand that true worth emerges from the intersection of condition, rarity, narrative, and historical relevance. This coin represents a meaningful and enduring chapter in the long story of the Lincoln cent, reminding us that even the most ordinary-looking coins can carry extraordinary significance when viewed through the lens of history, care, and appreciation.